Varedatmanatmanam Agnang Saṅsaravaridhau Yogārūdhattvamasadya Samyak Darshana Nishtaya Udharet, one should lift up, Atmana, by one's own efforts, Atmanam, oneself, Magnam, drowned, Saṅsaravaridhau, in the ocean of birth and death, Yogārūdhatvam, the state of Yogārūdha, Asadya, having attained, Samyak Darshana Nishtaya, through devotion of right discrimination. Becoming absorbed in profound abstract meditation through devotion to right discrimination, one should lift oneself from the ocean of birth and death, wherein one has come to be drowned. Namaste. So in this verse, we are advised to engage in profound abstract meditation. What does that mean? Well, the Sanskrit in the verse is Yogārūdha. Yogārūdha can mean, as with most Sanskrit words, a variety of things like mounted on as a horse or carrier, or attaining or being situated in. So yoga means connection with the Supreme. Arudha means to be riding it, or situated in it, or stable in it. This is abstract because in the next phrase he says, through devotion to right discrimination. And right discrimination means being able to separate, to distinguish, to discriminate between the unreal and the real. The unreal is the material manifestation, the ever-changing, always incomplete, limited, and temporary material things, and the real, which means Atman, Brahman. You could say discrimination between the seer and the seen. It's exactly the same thing. So does this mean that you go off in the forest or in a cave or shut yourself in your room, sit down, close your eyes and whatever? Not necessarily, although it can. But when going through ordinary life, to see the distinction between awareness and its objects. This is Viveka, discrimination. And the next 9 verses are going to be about this discrimination. So hang on, we're going to get a whole story or a lecture about the nature of this discrimination. This is what we need to be able to go through life without mistaking the transient things for real things. The real is always living, conscious being. The unreal is always the non-living, the machine, Maya. Even the body is a machine. The mind is a machine. It has various different activities according to the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. And it also has karma that pushes us through different changes in life. Now, we can't do anything about the karma that's already created. But by this detachment, by this discrimination, we stop creating new karma. Now, what does the Sanskrit scriptures say about Yogārūdha? Well, Here's a nice verse from Bhagavad Gita. Yada hi nendriyarteshu na karmas vanushajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi Yogārūdhas tadochute. One is said to be a Yogārūdha when one is not attracted by the objects of the senses and is not attached to actions to secure them. So if one is attracted to the objects of the senses and goes to chase after them, to possess them, to experience them, and so on, then one is creating new karma. The Yogārūdha is detached from that. He doesn't, first of all, doesn't crave the objects of the senses, and second, does not engage in actions to procure them. So he does not create further karma. He becomes akarma. And when the present body's karma is used up, he becomes naishkarmya, without karma at all. This is called prarabdha karma, the karma that's already created and is assigned to the present body, the present embodiment. And when that is used up, if there's no new karma created, that's liberation. So what we're trying to do then is to stop identifying with the sources of karma and stop creating new karma by means of detachment. And this involves renunciation, sannyasa, says right there in the verse, sannyasa, giving up all these attachments to the senses, the sense objects, to enjoyment, to ownership, to being the actor, the agent, the doer, the owner, and the enjoyer. So giving that up completely, that is sannyasa. That's why sannyasis do not engage in sense gratification. They try to lose their desires, drop all these cravings for sense objects as much as possible. I mean, we have to be practical. We have to maintain the body, but we can go pretty far into dropping all the engagements with sense objects and still maintain the body nicely. So then, let's go on. Śaṅkarācārya, in his prayer to Lord Lakshmi Nrsimha, says this, O Lord, extend to me thy helping hand to rescue me from the vast ocean of samsara, beset with the all-devouring monster of time, and from my being lost in the mounting waves of passions. Because, why? By passion, one loses one's intelligence. One does things that knowingly are going to create further entanglement. In that state of having no intelligence, we think we want to be entangled with this thing because it's pleasant. But sure enough, as the world goes around, in time, it will become unpleasant. Something will happen. Something will change. And we'll find, uh-oh, here I'm entangled with this object and it's no longer pleasant. But we can't disentangle ourselves either because we lost our intelligence in going after it. It's a terrible state to be in. But that is the state of most people, isn't it? Chasing after sense objects, running after enjoyment, trying to be the owner and enjoyer of all these things, and becoming entangled. And then when things change and they become a problem, not being able to disentangle. So the key to becoming disentangled is the mind. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoh bandhaya vishayasaktam muktyaya nirvishayam smritam. Mind alone is the cause for the bondage and the liberation of men. Attachment through objects of sense through the mind makes for bondage, while withdrawal from them leads to liberation. So, mind is the key. Managing the mind, controlling the mind, is the path. And the result is, as it says in today's verse, one should lift oneself from the ocean of birth and death, wherein one has come to be drowned. How? By discrimination. By seeing the difference between the self and the not self, the real and the unreal, the immortal and that which is doomed to die.
Tat Sat Om Shakti